everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. Now, today I want to talk about the full moon that will be occurring on the 17th of October, the Aries full moon on the 17th of October. It's a very potent full moon, very powerful full moon. So that's what I will be talking about in this video. Now, before I start with my content, I just want to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel, for liking my videos, commenting on it. I really appreciate your contribution. Thank you very much. Now, this Aries full moon occurs at 24 degrees Aries. Now, we know the eclipses are occurring on the Aries Libra axis since last year. So, this makes this Aries full moon very relevant. Now, there's no eclipses happening this time in the sign of Aries, but it does bring to a culmination the last 6 months, especially what happened in our lives in April 2024 when the solar eclipse occurred in the sign of Aries. Now, whatever energies that shifted during that time in April 2024 is coming to a culmination, it's coming to a realization, it's coming to an emotional release. Now, obviously, you need to go back to your chart and see where Aries sign sits in your chart, and that's the house matter that is coming to a culmination. Now, this Aries full moon on 17th of October is extremely relevant, extremely powerful, because we are ending a cycle in the Aries area of our lives. Now, this Aries full moon is squared by both Pluto and Mars and is conjunct Chiron in Aries. Now, let's begin with Chiron energy. Now, Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the energy of healing. It's the energy of releasing past traumas, past negative energies, and thus healing ourselves and others as well. So the wisdom that is gained from the Chiron experience is not just very healing, but also growing as a result. So the full moon in Aries will be conjunct Chiron. So this is going to be a lot about healing deeper emotional wounds. And because this full moon squares Pluto in Capricorn, there can be a lot of tension around the Aries matter in our chart. Now, Sun is going to be in Libra because it's a full moon. So Sun is in Libra and Moon is in Aries. So Aries and Libra energies, which are the opposite signs, is in focus. So Aries is the sign of the self. It's the first sign of the zodiac. It's a fire sign. It's a cardinal fire sign, meaning it's all about initiating. All the cardinal signs are about initiating. It's about moving things forward. It's about leading. It's about making changes. It's about activity. That's what the cardinal signs are. So Aries is focused on the self, while Libra is focused on the others. Libra is a sign of relationship and partnership. So it's about the interaction that we have with others. So here with Aries and Libra axis, relationships, negotiating, compromising, balancing are all in focus, along with independence, leading, self-asserting, which are Aries themes, are in focus. So we are trying to find a balance with this full moon between fairness and authenticity. There's going to be a lot of tension with this full moon, and resentment may surface as well. So it's very important to stay authentic and to face the truth and not settle for the lies. So it's important to find a balance between this both sides, this axis of Aries and Libra. Now, with the square aspect from Pluto and Mars to the full moon, there's going to be a lot of energy build up. Now, when the full moon squares Mars in Cancer, there's going to be a lot of transformative, fiery energy that can be channeled effectively, healthily, and productively. But it is a square aspect. So there's going to be sort of a dislike towards authority because Sun is the authority and Mars is action. And with a square aspect, this leads to a lot of conflict because we want to avoid the authority of others over us. So here there is a possibility of conflicts, rivalry, irritation, frustration, abrasive behavior, and all that, because we are trying to express ourselves. We want to be authentic. We want to be true to ourselves. But Mars energy can make things a little bit very aggressive, very temperamental, very impulsive. So, in order to get things done, it's important to look within and stay true to yourself and channel this fiery energy in a productive and healthy way. Now, this full moon also squares Pluto in Capricorn. And now Pluto re-entered Capricorn in the first week of September and will be in the sign of Capricorn until 19th of November. So Pluto is kind of bringing about this Capricorn energy for one last time. Now, it's forming a square with the Aries full moon, which is a fiery energy. Now, Capricorn is about legacy, it's about authority, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so it's about leadership and initiating. So here again, there's going to be a tension, there's going to be power struggle with this Pluto energy and the full moon. So it's very important to be cautious of not getting entangled in these power struggles, because there can be a lot of inner tension and issues of control, and all these can really block your growth as well. So it's important to maneuver these intense terrain in a more healthy way, and really focus on authenticity and the truth. You know, you need to face the truth about yourself and others during this time, and not let lies affect you or influence you during this time. So it's a time of intense emotional release, especially the last 6 months, so that you can be on the path forward to be more authentic with yourself, and whatever you want to achieve going forward. Now, all this will occur in the Aries sign in your chart, so we will discuss each of the 12 zodiac sign and see how this Aries full moon, this extremely relevant Aries full moon, affects each of the 12 zodiac signs. So let's begin. Hello Aries, welcome to your full moon reading. Now Aries, the full moon occurs on the 17th of October in your sign, in the sign of Aries. So your first house is in focus. Now first house is the house of the self. It's the house of your personal identity, your personal image, how you project it, your personality, your appearance, your life direction, life path, overall health, and all that. So when a full moon occurs here, the limelight is on you. Now, full moon is the culmination point. It's the time of fruition. It's a time of what happened 6 months ago coming to a culmination. Now, this full moon is linked to the solar eclipse that occurred in the sign of Aries on the 8th of April. So it's a kind of a time of seeing the outcome of what happened over the last 6 months, especially starting from the month of April 2024, but also since last year when the nodal axis shifted on the Aries Libra axis. So whatever has been happening since mid last year, and especially what shifted in April 2024, is coming to a culmination. Now, now here with this full moon, you will experience some sort of endings to the sense of self, to your identity, to your life path, or you could experience some sort of revelation, realization, or things coming to fruition regarding how you feel about yourself. Now, this can lead to massive life changes. Now, you are probably experiencing changes in the way you see yourself since last year. Now, this is an opportunity for evolution and also releasing an old version of yourself, because you want to see a different side to yourself, and you are probably seeing a different side to yourself going forward and since last year, Aries. So here there is a need to focus on your capabilities, your qualities, your skills, and your vision going forward, because there's going to be a massive shift on these things. Your appearance, your image, your projection, your personality, life path, all these things are now being viewed in a different light. Now, this is the time also to release outdated attitude or mindset or belief system or outlook in life, the way you see life and the way you see yourself as well. You want to release any negative approach or pessimistic attitude towards life and also towards relationship, because Sun is in the sign of Libra during this full moon. Moon is in sign of Aries in your first house, and Sun is in the sign of Libra in your seventh house, because this is Libra season. So there's a need to find a balance between yourself and others, your relationship, and all that. This full moon is kind of a reset button, Aries. This is the time to review and release what's not serving you, what's not helping you grow, and release any doubts and anxiety as well, and really step into your personal power and really focus on your personal goals, your future plans, your life direction going forward, Aries. Now, this full moon will be squared by Pluto as well as Mars and will be conjunct Chiron. So there's a potential for great healing because of the Chiron conjunction in your sign. And with the square aspect with Pluto in Capricorn and Cancer and Mars in Cancer, there can be a lot of conflict, especially surrounding your sense of self, your ego, your growth mentality and all that, and also your relationship with authority figures and other people in your life, your family situation and all that as well. So definitely there is a need to transform all this fiery energy into more creative energy and not to let your ego block your growth going forward, Aries. So just be cautious of not getting entangled in any power struggle or create this inner tension or issues of control around relationship and your future path and your emotional self and all that, and just channel your energy in a creative and healthy manner going forward, Aries. Thank you. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your Aries full moon reading. Now, Taurus, the Aries full moon occurs on the 17th of October, and that is going to be your 12th house. So, your 12th house energies are in focus during the full moon. Now, this full moon is kind of a culmination point to the Aries solar eclipse that occurred on the 8th of April earlier this year. And whatever shift that you experience during that time, whatever changes, transformation, or new beginnings that you experience during that time is coming to a culmination with this full moon in Aries. Now, 12th house is the house of your subconscious, it's the house of your mental health, your past patterns, your self limiting patterns, your ingrained behavior, traumas, fears, past patterns, and all that. The need to retreat, the need for solitude. And also, it's the house of your well being and healing that can come through it. So, with the full moon, which is all about revelation and fruition, coming to a conclusion, coming to an understanding, realization, revelation, and all that, this 12th house full moon is going to be a lot focused on endings to subconscious patterns or letting go of toxic patterns, past memories, grudges, betrayals, and all that, Taurus. So, with this full moon in your 12th house, there's an opportunity to heal yourself from past traumas, Taurus. Now, with full moon, the sun is in the opposite sign. So, sun is in the sign of Libra. It is Libra season. So the focus is a lot on the sixth house matter for you, Taurus, because Libra is your sixth house, which is the house of your work, health, daily routine. So the focus is definitely on that. But with this full moon, there's something coming to an end that kind of was triggered in April 2024 with the solar eclipse. So you are releasing these old betrayals, and focusing on your well being. This is a good opportunity to rest and retreat and even seek therapy and help, connect with your support system and all that who can help you on this journey. Now, Aries is all about being authentic. So, here with this full moon, you are starting a new journey away from frustrations, away from past sufferings and all that. And it can be a very emotional time because full moon in 12th house, which is a water house, can be very emotional, very sensitive time. So take your time as you release past memories and, things that are not good for your growth. And these can be very much on subconscious level. So you're releasing your own ingrained behavior and self-limiting patterns. Now you can be very much less social around this time as well. You could be withdrawing from people and just general life and what you do on a daily basis. So this is a good time to rest as well and to protect your energy, because Libra season is all about work and daily life for you. But during this full moon, it's a good time to, protect yourself and rest. Now, full moon definitely encourages you to release old fears and also self limiting beliefs that are holding you back, Taurus. So, do step into an empowered and secure version of yourself, Taurus. Now, Taurus, this full moon is squared by Pluto in Capricorn and Mars in Cancer, and also conjunct Chiron and Aries. So, there's an opportunity for healing and growth, definitely. Now, with the square aspect from Pluto and Mars, there's going to be a lot of intensity to this full moon. It is a very, very crucial full moon. It's an extremely relevant full moon. And with the square aspect from Mars and Pluto, there's a lot of fiery energy, and which can lead to a lot of irritation, frustration, abrasive behavior as well. All this can be attached to your ego and your sense of security. Now, with this Pluto square, you need to be cautious of any kind of entanglements, or power struggle. You need to be cautious of any kind of toxic entanglements or power struggle, because there can be a lot of inner tension, and this can occur in, your daily life, in your work environment, because Sun is in Libra in your sixth house, which can affect your mental well-being, Taurus. And also with Mars and Pluto on your third and ninth axis, there can be a lot of verbal kind of aggression as well, or a need to assert yourself verbally and really express yourself and take a stand for yourself. And also just be mindful of not letting your ego or your emotional limitations hold you back from growth going forward, Taurus. Thank you. Hello, Geminis. Welcome to your full moon reading. Now, Geminis, the Aries full moon occurs on the 17th of October. Now, Aries is your 11th house. So, the full moon is in your 11th house. So, the focus will be on the 11th house matter. Now, it is Libra season. So, the sun is in the sign of Libra, which is your fifth house. So, your fifth house and 11th house axis is illuminated during this time with a special focus on the 11th house. Now, 11th house is the house of your social circle, it's the house of your friends. It's a house of your network, alliances, acquaintances. It's a house of your hopes and wishes, your aspirations, your future goals, dreams, and all that. Now, full moon is a time of culmination. It's a time of realization and revelation. It's also the time of fruition of what was started 6 months ago with the solar eclipse in the sign of Aries on the 8th of April. So the last 6 months, energy of the last 6 months, or whatever shifted in the month of April, is coming to a culmination, or is coming to a realization, is coming to an understanding. So you're understanding the last 6 month journey and the shift that you experienced during that time. So with the 11th house, you can experience dramatic endings, or dramatic shift, or dramatic understanding around your social life, which is your friend circles, people you connect with, your acquaintances, all that. So there can be dramatic endings or culmination within your social circle. Now, the last 6 months, you probably have been experiencing a lot of parting ways with, people you connect with. And these may not be people you connect on an emotional level, because 11th house is not an emotional house. It's a house of impersonal connection. So you can experience some sort of changes. Now, 11th house is also the house of group activities, teamwork, group projects, collaborations, and all that. So you can experience some sort of changes, shift, ending, or realization around that as well. So you could be leaving a group project, or you could be changing your network, especially the ones you don't feel connected with any longer. Especially the shift that began from April is kind of coming to an ending. Now, 11th house is also the house of aspirations and hopes and wishes. So there has been a lot of shift towards that as well. Now, the nodes shifted in the sign of Aries and Libra last year, mid last year. So, you have already experienced a lot of changes, or your understanding around 11th house and 5th house matter since then. And the shift continues until next year, March 2025. So, there's a lot of transformation happening in these areas. You are realizing your future aspirations and goals, what you need to grow and become abundant and all that. So it's important to also celebrate this accomplishment, this realization and all that, Geminis. Now, it is Libra season, so the focus is on your 5th house matter as well, and there's a need to balance the 5th house matter with the 11th house matter. Now, 5th house is the house of creativity, it's the house of pleasure, it's the house of recreation, it's the house of children, it's a house of having fun. Basically, it's a house of partying and flings and risk taking. It's a house of gambling and all that. So with this 5th house and 11th house energies, you're coming to some sort of realization. Now, this full moon in Aries will be conjunct Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So there's an opportunity for some sort of healing as a result of the endings that you will experience. Now, this full moon is also squaring Mars in Cancer, which is in your second house, and Pluto in Capricorn, which is your eighth house. So, second house and eighth house axis is the money axis, is the axis of your finances, resources. So, there is some sort of power struggle around finances as well during this full moon, or you may have been experiencing it, in last few weeks as well, because Mars moved in the sign of Cancer in early September. So there has been some sort of power struggle or some sort of changes around your resources, possessions, your finances and all that. So definitely there would be some sort of power struggle around that. Now, it's a very fiery energy. So there's a need to transform this fiery energy into creativity, self-expression, into getting things done, because it can lead to a lot of irritation, frustration, abrasive behavior, conflicts, rivalry, and all that. Now, with the Pluto square, there's a need to be cautious about getting entangled in toxic behavior or relationship, and there can be a lot of power struggle around finances as well, because it's in your eighth house. Now, there can be a lot of inner tension, a lot of issues of control and all that. So it's very important to use this energy in a sensible and productive way, and not get entangled in power struggles going forward. So this full moon in Aries is asking you to reconnect with your hopes and wishes, your future plans, your goals, your aspirations and all that. And also ask yourself, are you surrounding yourself with the right kind of people, the right kind of crowd that supports your vision, your future vision and all that, Geminis? Thank you. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your Aries full moon reading. Now, Cancer, Aries sign sits in your 10th house. So this full moon occurs in your 10th house on the 17th of October. Now, 10th house is a house of ambition. It's a house of your reputation, your public image, your vocation, your career, your business, job, and all that. So the focus will be on these matters. Now, Cancer, the Aries full moon, the full moons are all about culmination. It's about endings, realization, revelation, fruition, and all that. So what's coming to fruition and what's coming to end or realization is what shifted in the month of April 2024. Now, the solar eclipse that occurred in Aries brought some sort of shift in attitude where your 10th house matter is concerned, which is your profession, your business, your job, and all that, or your position in the world. So that energy that shifted during that time is coming to a realization, is coming to some sort of understanding, fruition, some sort of outcome. Now, this will bring some sort of shift where your ambition is concerned, your profession is concerned, your business is concerned, how people see yourself is concerned. So this can bring huge honors, this can bring promotion, or this can also bring an end to a career situation or profession or job or life direction that is not useful anymore. So the shift can be either you're rewarded, praised, or you're ending a professional situation. Now, here you may also reach a career milestone or you may end an employment. So, achievements and hard work is in focus, Cancer. Now, this is a great time to also revisit or review your life direction, your goals, your professional goals. What do you want to do going forward? This is a great time to overcome any sort of professional or status related challenges or even issues with authority figure in your life. Now, this authority figure can be in a professional setting, or it can be in your personal setting, because the sun is in the sign of Libra, which is your fourth house. So the fourth and 10th house axis is in focus. So this change can occur in your personal life or through your emotional self, through your emotional foundation. These change can occur. So you're trying to balance your inner contentment with external validation during this time. So here, in order to reach your best, Cancer, it's important to balance yourself and revisit and review what you want going forward. Now, this full moon in Aries is going to be squaring Pluto in Capricorn, which is your seventh house of relationship, and Mars in Cancer, which is in your sign, in your first house. So your first house and seventh house axis is also in focus with this full moon energy. So with this square aspect with Mars, which is a very fiery energy, and Pluto, which is a higher octave of Mars, so it's also very heightened kind of energy, there can be potential power struggle within relationship or within your professional setting or your emotional setting, your emotional foundation, your family matters, your home matters, all that, your relationship and all that. So here there is a need to channel this fiery energy in an effective way, in a more healthy way, because with this square aspect with Mars and Pluto, there can be irritation or frustration. There can be abrasive behavior as well towards others or towards yourself. And there can be a lot of inner tension or issues of control as well. So it's important to be cautious of not getting entangled in these toxic behavior or not indulge in these power struggles with others. It's important to, not get involved in conflict with authority figures or create unnecessary rivalry, Cancer. So do channel this fiery energy creatively and more productively going forward. Now this full moon also conjuncts Chiron in Aries, so there's an opportunity for healing as well, as a result of something coming to a realization or something coming to understanding or ending where your professional matters or reputation is concerned. So you may be releasing yourself from expectations from other people as well as to what you want to do, because 10th house is a house of external validation. So if you're seeking external validation in terms of what you want to do or your life direction, you could be releasing that, and that can be very healing as well, Cancer. Thank you. Hello, Leos. Welcome to your full moon reading. Now, Leos, the full moon in Aries occurs on the 17th of October. So, this is a super moon and it's a very relevant full moon because this brings to culmination the last 6 months, especially what shifted in the month of April with the solar eclipse in the sign of Aries in the month of April. So, all this occurs in your ninth house, Leo. A ninth house is the house of your personal belief. It's a house of your philosophy. It's a house of spiritual growth. It's a house of your vision, your personal vision. It's also the house of higher learning. It's a house of exploring and expanding and traveling and all that. So, full moon here is going to bring some sort of understanding of where you're heading in life. And this might also trigger you to take a leap of faith on your personal journey, Leos. Now, it's a very powerful full moon, so there's going to be a lot of intense emotional release during this time. And there's an opportunity to also heal, deeper wounds connected to your ninth house, which is your belief system, which is your philosophy, your faith, and all that, Leos. Now, the full moon will give you a clear vision of the future. So, definitely, it's a time to take a risk, take a chance. And as it is an Aries full moon, there's a need to be authentic, there's a need to assert there's a need to be of somewhat like a leader in your own life. So you're leading your own life and you are really going on that personal journey, exploring growth opportunity and really focusing on the trajectory of your life, Leos. So here your beliefs are going to be influenced by your personal life experiences, how you assert yourself, how you present yourself in an authentic way in your life, how you go after your personal truth. Seeking truth is a very ninth house energy. So here you're exploring what you feel inside, what your life is all about, what you want from life in the future. So it's a very optimistic and hopeful position of full moon in the ninth house, because ninth house is a very expansive house. It's a natural Sagittarius house, so it's all about seeking, growing, exploring, expanding and all that. Here a lot of mental adjustments are needed as well. So here over the next 6 months you may be kind of finalizing a study program which you may have started last year when the Aries Libra solar eclipses began in 2023. So anything that you started last year may be coming to a culmination over the next 6 months when the next eclipse in Aries occur in March 2025. So it's a very interesting time to really expand your world and understand yourself and how you relate with the world around yourself, in a better way. Now, full moon will encourage you to pursue your personal truth and also seek that freedom and that new horizon that comes with it. Now, this full moon is in the sign of Aries, which is your ninth house. So the moon is in the ninth house. And opposite to it is Sun, which is in the sign of Libra, which is your third house. So your third and ninth house axis is also in focus during this time. So there's a need to find a balance between your logical side and your intuitive side. So third house is your logical side where your Libra sign sits. It's all about communication, connection. It's about mental pursuits and all that. And ninth house is about your need to seek truth, your personal beliefs, your intuition, the need to expand and all that. So you're finding a kind of a balance between your logical side and your intuitive side with this full moon as well. Now, this full moon is going to square Mars in the sign of Cancer. Now, Cancer is your 12th house. So that's a house of your subconscious self, the need to release ingrained behaviors, especially the ones that is not good for you. So here with this full moon squaring Mars in Cancer, this is a very transformative fiery energy, and this can push you towards achievement and creativity and self-expression and self-exploration and all that. It's a very busy time for you. So it's important to use this energy in a healthy way because it's a square aspect. So there can be some sort of conflict and rivalry as well during this time, and that can affect your mental well-being. So it's very important to take a back seat, withdraw from energies that are toxic or negative, and that is not good for you. So it's very important to channel this energy creatively and in a healthy way. Now, this full moon is also going to square Pluto in Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is your sixth house, and sixth house is the house of your daily life, your habits, your routines, your work and all that. So here again with this square aspect, there's a need to be cautious of not getting entangled in power struggles. There can be inner tension, there can be issues of control and all that. Just be mindful that you're not letting your ego block your growth during this time, Leos. So just be mindful of these square aspects from Mars and Pluto, which are very fiery, explosive, profound energies, Leos. Now, this Aries full moon is also going to conjunct Chiron, which is all about healing. So here there's an opportunity with this moon conjunct Chiron to release any emotional baggage and really heal your deeper wounds and really be on your path to your future, where you want to go or where you see yourself in the future, Leos. Thank you. Hello, Virgos. Welcome to your full moon reading. Now, Virgos, the Aries full moon occurs on the 17th of October in your 8th house. Now, this Aries full moon is a very important full moon. It's very powerful and extremely relevant because it brings to an end, or it brings to a culmination, the last 6 months, especially whatever shifted in the month of April, in the early April 2024, is coming to a culmination in the month of October with this Aries full moon. Now, the impact will be felt until the next Aries eclipse in the month of March 2025, but you will feel some sort of culmination or some sort of massive shift or some sort of massive culmination or realization or understanding of whatever shifted in the month of April. So it's very important to focus on your eighth house energy and whatever shifted in the month of eighth house. Now, what is eighth house? Eighth house is the house of shared finances, shared resources, shared values, other people's resources. It can be social finance as well, banking. It's also the house of transformation, regeneration. It's a house of deeper bonds, intimate connections. It's a house of investments. It's also the house of loans and debts and all that. So here with this full moon in your eighth house, something is going to come to a culmination, and this can feel as a very heavy ending. You might have to process your loss, and this can only be achieved through being honest with yourself first and also with others. So this is a time of healing yourself, Virgos, and finding healthy outlets to express your emotions, to express this change, to express this transformation, especially where your values is concerned and how others value you. So this is all about your internal transformation, how other people perceive you, how other people see the value in you for themselves. That is transforming because you're empowering yourself with this Aries full moon in your eighth house. Now, Aries is all about being authentic. So that's what we are trying to achieve here with this full moon. Now, as I said, it is a very relevant, very powerful full moon because it's occurring on the Aries Libra axis where the eclipses began last year. So massive shifts have been happening in your eighth house since last year, and you will experience these changes again until March 2025, especially in your eighth house and second house energies. Now, obviously, the nodes will be shifting in your sign from January 2025. So you will experience more changes, but that would be in your first and seventh house energy. So that's totally different from the second and eighth house, which is all about resources, your personal resources and shared resources, and your personal values and shared values and all that. So that's where the transformation is occurring with this full moon. Now, obviously, you will come to some sort of realization, some sort of understanding where your value system is concerned, and this will give you an opportunity to heal yourself. Now, this can mean an end of a contract, end of an investment, end of a financial situation, or a connection even. So here there can also be a sudden financial increase or a sudden financial decrease. There can be inheritance, or you could gain through joint ventures as well with this Aries full moon. Now, all these energy are sort of coming to a culmination or understanding, especially the ones that were experienced over the last 6 months. Now, obviously, here other people's money is in focus. Your shared resources is in focus. Your responsibility to others is in focus. Now, here obviously debts and loans are also in focus. So this can be a good opportunity to pay off a debt or loan that you may have, or to accumulate money for a rainy day, for your future, for difficult times in future. So this is a good time to really, understand your finances, have a budget, have a financial plan to help you make healthy choices for yourself in future. Now, obviously, this full moon in the eighth house is asking you to release any fear around changes, because full moon is about culmination. It's about revelation and really coming to awareness of wherever it happens. So you're coming into awareness of matters related to eighth house. So this is a very powerful full moon for you, Virgos. Now, this full moon is going to make some aspect, which is to Mars and to Pluto. So the full moon is in the sign of Aries, which is where the moon is, and opposite to it is Libra, where the sun is, because it's Libra season. So the sun is in Libra, and Libra is your second house. So your second and eighth house axis is in focus during this full moon, which is about personal resources and shared resources, personal values and shared values. So that's in focus. Now, both these energies are being squared by Mars in Cancer and Pluto in Capricorn. Now, Cancer is your 11th house and Capricorn is your 5th house. So your 11th house energy and 5th house energies is being squared by the by this full moon energy. Now 11th and 5th house energy is the energy of collaborative effort, group effort, friends, social settings, and all that. And 5th house is your heart's desires, your own passions, what you want, how you can shine your own light. So these energies are transforming as well. Now with this full moon squaring Mars and Cancer in your 11th house, this can bring a lot of transformative fiery energy into your 11th house matter, which is your social group, your friends. So there might be some sort of conflict or rivalry around friendship circle during this time, and there can be a lot of irritation, frustration, and sort of abrasive behavior as well. So it's important to channel this energy creatively and in a healthy manner, Virgos. Now, this full moon is also going to square Pluto in Capricorn, which is your 5th house. And 5th house is the house of your self expression, your creativity, to put yourself forward, put your passions, your interest, your heart's desires forward. Now, here you need to be cautious of not getting entangled in any sort of power struggle with others, or regarding your values or your expression or how you come across and all that. So any inner tension or issues of control needs to be managed in an effective and healthy way, and do not allow your ego to block your growth during this time, Virgos. Now this full moon in Aries is also going to conjunct Chiron in Aries, which is going to be your eighth, which is in your 8th house. So here there's a intense emotional release with this full moon, and this also gives an opportunity to heal these deeper wounds around your 8th house matter, Virgos. So this can be a very transformative full moon for you, Virgos. Thank you. Hello Libras, welcome to your Aries full moon reading. Now Libras, this Aries full moon is a very extremely relevant and powerful full moon, and this occurs in your 7th house because Aries is your opposite sign. So as the sun is in your sign, in your 1st house, moon is in the 7th house, in the sign of Aries. So your 1st house and 7th house axis is illuminated with this Aries full moon on the 17th of October. Now, 7th house is the house of relationship, it's the house of connections, it's the house of committed connections. It's the house of marriage, spouse. It's a house of business partnership as well. So in all, it's all about interaction, your interpersonal relationship and all that. So with this full moon in your 7th house, something is going to come to an awareness or realization or understanding, especially whatever shifted in early April 2024 with the solar eclipse in Aries. So whatever changes that happened in the month of April is going to come to a culmination or an understanding or a fruition or some sort of ending or even a celebration in the month of October with this Aries full moon. So here there is an opportunity to really understand a relationship and how you present yourself in relationship, how you project yourself in relationship. This is a time to have healthy mindset around relationship. This is the time to leave behind any kind of emotional baggage or any kind of energies that is keeping you stuck in your old ways of thinking where relationships are concerned, Libra. So you are really releasing how you see relationship, how you see partnership, and how you present yourself in partnership, or the kind of people you attract in relationship, Libras. Now the eclipses on Aries Libra axis began in 2023 in the month of March, April 2023 with eclipses then, and is going to continue until March 2025. So you have been experiencing relationship changes, transformation since then, and you're kind of understanding what you want, what you need to go forward. So with this full moon, some sort of level up is definitely occurring for you. So this can lead to shared responsibility or commitment, taking a connection to next level going forward, or you could be seeking common ground with others as well during this time, or you could be reaching a goal in partnership, a relationship with a friend or a partner or anybody, any social interaction. You could be reaching a goal This can be a business goal as well. Now, this can trigger an end to a mindset around relationship, how you see a relationship. And this can also encourage you entering into new relationship. Now, obviously, this is all about overcoming challenges and putting end to any kind of opposition, adverse situations, competition, and all that around relationship matters as well. So you are really moving forward in a balanced way, because it's all about finding a balance, as sun is in the sign of Libra, in your sign, in your first house. So you're finding a balance between yourself and others during this time. Now, this full moon definitely encourages you to consider whether your partnership reflects your true desires. So that's what you're understanding. Now, since 2023, you have been reflecting on what do you need in relationship, what do you want, what kind of partner you want to attract, and that's what you are moving forward with. You're connecting with what's in your heart and what you truly want, what you want to commit to, Libras. That's what is coming to realization with this full moon in Aries. Now, this full moon makes some aspect with Mars and Pluto. Now, Mars is in Cancer during the full moon and Pluto is in Capricorn. So your angles are activated. Your first, seventh, 10th, and fourth angles are activated, Libra. So it's very important for you. Now, this full moon is going to square Mars in Cancer, which is your 10th house. And 10th house is a house of your reputation, Libras. It's a house of your how other people perceive you, how other people see you, and also your professional standing, your business standing, and all that. So with this full moon squaring Mars in Cancer in your 10th house, there is going to be a lot of transformative, fiery energy where your creativity, your achievement, your self expression is concerned. Now, this is a square aspect, so it is a challenging aspect, and there can be some sort of conflict and irritation and frustration around your sense of self, relationship, and how other people perceive you. So it's important to channel this creative energy in a healthy manner and really balance yourself and not engage in conflict or have fiery exchanges during this time. So it's very important to use this skillfully and motivate yourself to get things done, Libras. Now, this full moon is also going to square Pluto in Capricorn, which is your fourth house. Now, fourth house is the house of your emotions, your feelings. It's the house of your home environment, your family, and all that. So here, it's very important to be cautious of not getting entangled in power struggle where your emotions are concerned or where your home environment is concerned, your family situation is concerned, because this can lead to a lot of inner tension, issues of control, and all that. And it's also important, Libra, to not let your ego, block your own growth. So very important to balance yourself, your sense of self with others, relationship, your reputation, your profession, your way in the world, and also your emotions and feelings. So you're kind of finding a balance among all these energies, Libra, during this time. Now, this full moon in Aries in your seventh house is conjunct Chiron, which is all about healing. So there can be a lot of intense emotional release during this time where relationship is concerned. And this will help you heal deeper relationship wounds, Libra. So it's a very relevant full moon for you. And this is an effect of this will be felt over the next 6 months until the eclipse occur in Aries in March 2025. So your relationships are transforming, or your mindset around relationships are transforming, and this will help you release the relationship that is not good for you, it's not serving you, and help you enter the ones that is aligned with you, Libras. Thank you. Hello, Scorpios. Welcome to your Aries full moon reading. Now, Scorpios, the Aries full moon occurs in your sixth house on the 17th of October. Now, this is a very relevant full moon. It's a very powerful full moon because it brings to a culmination whatever shifted in April 2024 with the solar eclipse in the sign of Aries in your sixth house. Now, sixth house is the house of work and health. It's the house of your daily routine, your habits, your schedule, your lifestyle, your productivity level, your usefulness, your everyday life, basically. So this full moon is going to bring some sort of shift or realization or some sort of culmination, ending, or dramatic shift where your sixth house energy is concerned. Now, this can mean you are achieving a work goal or a health goal, and you may be leaving a job or starting a new job, or there can be some sort of shift in work environment, working condition. So if it was unhealthy working condition, that can shift into something positive. Especially you need to see the last 6 months. What were the energy? What shifted in April that is coming to an understanding in the month of October, Scorpios? So here there will be focus on health concerns. There will be focus on your lifestyle, your diet, your working pattern, your stress level, basically, because sixth house is a natural Virgo house. So it's all about your need to be productive, useful, but also your stress level, your health, your physical and mental health. So you need to be concerned about that as well. Are you too stressed? Are you overworking? How's your health? All that. So here it's important to bring in these positive and healthy habits around your work patterns and your lifestyle, your diet, your exercise, workout plans, and all that. So it's very important to see your mental and physical well-being as a whole with this sixth house full moon. Now you could also be completing a work project, or there could be changes in work environment. There could be new colleagues joining in, or some leaving. There can be a lot of changes around that, and there can be changes in working conditions as well. Your shifts, your hours, all those can shift as well during this time. Your habits, routine around work can change as well. Now this full moon is going to motivate you, Scorpios, to focus on health, definitely, because it's all about making healthy choices. Now the Aries Libra eclipses began in early 2023, so the energy has been shifting since last year around your daily life, Scorpios. Now Moon is in the sign of Aries in your sixth house, and Sun is in the sign of Libra in your 12th house. So your 12th and 6th house energy is in focus during this time. Now, 6th and 12th house is the house of your physical self and your spiritual self, your subconscious self, things that is tangible, which is 6th house, and things that are intangible, that is 12th house. So your unconscious motivation, your past pattern, ingrained behavior, things that are not good for you, not helping you grow emotionally, and all that. So there's a need to find a balance between these two energies. Now, this full moon is going to square Mars and Pluto both during this time. Now, Mars is in the sign of Cancer, which is your ninth house, and Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn in your third house. So your ninth house and third house energy is being squared by your sixth and 12th house energy. Now, ninth and third house energy is about your logical side and your intuitive side. So this full moon squares Mars in Cancer, so your ninth house energy. Now, square is a challenging aspect, and when a full moon, especially an Aries full moon, squares Mars, this is going to be very fiery, transformative energy, and it's important to focus this energy on achievements and creativity and self-expression, especially where your productivity level is concerned, your personal philosophy is concerned, your beliefs are concerned, how you see yourself is concerned, and all that, and how you see your daily life is concerned, your health and work and all that is concerned. So this can be a very busy time for you, and it's important to use this energy to motivate yourself to get things done, Scorpios. Now, there can be some sort of conflicts as well around this time. There can be irritation, frustration as well. So it's important to, channel this energy creatively and in a healthy manner going forward. Now, this full moon is also going to square Pluto in your third house in the sign of Capricorn, which is the house of your communication and connection. So with this Pluto squaring this full moon, you need to be cautious about not getting entangled in power struggles and exchange of words, strong words, fiery words, and all that can cause inner tension and issues of control as well. So it's important to not let your ego block your growth during this time, Scorpios, and really be mindful with this squaring energies of this full moon, because the eclipses are on Aries Libra axis. So there's massive shifts happening. So there's massive transformation happening in your 6th and 12th house. And with this squaring aspect with ninth and third house with Mars and Pluto, there can be an immense buildup of fiery energy. So it's very important to channel this in a healthy manner. Now, this full moon in Aries is conjunct Chiron in Aries in your 6th house. So This is a great time for healing as well because Chiron is about healing. Now, this can be a time of intense emotional release as well. If you're overly worked, if you're stressed, this is a time to release yourself emotionally as well of emotional baggages and focus on your well being and really use this full moon conjunct Chiron to heal deeper wounds, Scorpios. Thank you. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your full moon reading. Now, Sagittarius, the full moon occurs in the sign of Aries, which is your fifth house. It occurs on the 17th of October. So, it's a very important full moon. It's very powerful and it's extremely relevant because it brings to a culmination or a shift or ending or a realization, revelation, whatever shifted in the month of April 2024 with the solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. So earlier in the month of April 2024, there was an eclipse in the sign of Aries in your fifth house. So whatever shifted then is coming to a realization with this Aries full moon on the 17th of October. Now, fifth house is the house of your heart's desire, Sagittarius. It's the house of your children. It's the house of creativity, passion. It's a playful house. It's a house of pleasure. It's a house of recreation. It's a house of letting your hair down. It's a house of, expressing yourself freely, affectionately, creatively. So that's what is coming to an understanding. Now, this can bring to a completion passion project, which is close to your heart, especially with this Aries Libra eclipses occurring since early 2023 and will be continue until March 2025. Something is shifting where your fifth house energy is concerned. Now, Aries is your fifth house and Libra is your 11th house. So fifth and 11th axis is going through massive changes since last year. Now, Moon is in your fifth house and Sun in Libra is in 11th house, which is the house of social contacts, your friend circle, your alliances, your collaborative effort, your teamwork. It's a house of your network, community, and all that. So that has been shifting. Now, with this Aries full moon, something will come to an understanding where your passion is concerned, where your heart's desire is concerned, where what makes you happy is concerned, Sagittarius. Now, it's also the house of children and pregnancy and childbirth and all that. So here there can be some sort of shift in that matter as well. Now, that can trigger a pregnancy, that can trigger a childbirth, or your mindset around children can shift, Sagittarius. So this will make you feel lighter and happier with this realization. Or if you're feeling weighed down by what you seek externally with this 11th house energy, how you present yourself in a community or with others or with friends or social circle network. If things are weighing down, this is the time to focus on your own needs, Sagittarius, because Aries is where your north node is occur during this time. So that's what is shifting since last year. You are shifting away from your collaborative responsibilities, your community-based responsibilities, and you're moving more towards what makes you happy, Sagittarius. So that is coming to an understanding with this energy. Now, this can lead to emotional endings as well and some sort of understanding that will get you more serious. Now, fifth house is also the house of romance and, dating and, having fun. So there can be some sort of romantic interest, love interest as well that you may be getting involved in during this time, or you could be getting serious with them as well going forward. Or this can also be about pregnancy and all that. Now, obviously, fifth house is related to children as well. So this is a good time to spend more time with your children, embrace their energies, or your child could be reaching a milestone as well during this time. So it's a very emotional time, Sagittarius. Now, this full moon is going to reignite your passion and your creative drive, Sagittarius. So do embrace it and, really go after what is in your heart, Sagittarius. Now, this full moon is going to square Mars and Pluto both. Now, Mars is in Cancer during this time, which is your 8th house, and Pluto is in Capricorn, which is your 2nd house. So 2nd house and 8th house axis is also in focus with this full moon. Now, what is 2nd and 8th house? 2nd and 8th house is a house of resources. It's a house of personal resources and shared resources. So there is a lot of action around your finances as well with this energy. Now, when full moon squares Mars in Cancer in your eighth house, this is going to this can be a very transformative time, because your fifth house is your creative energy and eighth house is your investments, your values, your shared resources, your financial situation, basically. So this can really transform your creative energy. You could really be focusing on something you're passionate about that will help you transform your finances as well. But just be mindful, it is a square aspect, so it's a challenging aspect, so there can be some sort of conflict with others during this time. There can be irritation and frustration as well. So it's important to channel this creative energy in a healthy manner and, really motivate yourself to get things done and get things moving, basically. Now, this full moon is going to square Pluto in Capricorn, which is your second house. So here your personal resources comes into focus, which has been transforming over a period of time already. So with this full moon squaring Pluto, you need to be cautious of not getting entangled in power struggles around finances and what's in your heart. What do you want? So it's very important to channel this energy in a non-toxic way, and any inner tension or issues of control that may arise with this square aspect needs to be understood first, and not engage in any kind of toxicity with this energy. And also, don't let your ego block your growth, Sagittarius. Now, this Aries full moon is going to be conjunct Chiron and Aries in your fifth house. So this is now Chiron is about healing. So this can mean intense emotional release and also can lead to deep healing, the healing of deeper wounds, inner wounds and all that, especially around your self-expression, your creativity, your heart's desires, your children, Sagittarius. Thank you. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your Aries full moon reading. Now, Capricorn, the Aries full moon occurs on the 17th of October in your fourth house. That's where your Aries sign sits. So your fourth house energy is in focus with this full moon. Now, the sun is in Libra, which is your 10th house. So your fourth and 10th house energies needs to be balanced with this full moon going forward. Now, Capricorn, the eclipses began on the Aries Libra axis in early April 2023. So the energies has been shifting since then around your foundation, around your home matters, your family matters, and around your profession, your business, your reputation and all that since then. Now, this Aries full moon is very powerful full moon, and it's extremely relevant because it brings to a culmination whatever shifted in April 2024 with the solar eclipse in Aries in your fourth house. So whatever shift that occurred in early April 2024 is coming to a culmination. It's coming to an understanding, a realization, a revelation around your emotional foundation, around your home matters, your family matters, and all that. So something is going to shift with this full moon in your fourth house. Now, this can mean an emotional ending or change in foundation, or change in home environment, or you could be moving home or renovating home or decorating home, or even connecting with your birthplace during this time and going forward. Now, the last eclipse on Aries Libra axis occurs in March 2025. So you will be experiencing these changes, around your emotional self and your reputation until then. So with this Aries full moon, you're seeking some sort of closure around your emotional foundation, around your feelings and emotions and your childhood experiences as well, your childhood conditioning, how you grew up. You could also be connecting with your parents or visiting your birthplace as well. Now, this could also be a time where you are moving home and packing up, and this can be a time of celebration and achievement as well, Capricorn. So definitely fourth house energy comes to a realization. And this is not just a physical experience, this is also a subconscious emotional experience, Capricorn. So your feelings, emotions, your foundation, all that is going through a massive shift, massive transformation. Now, fourth house is also about inner contentment, your sense of security, sense of stability. Now, you may have been feeling a bit unstable since last year in terms of your foundation, in terms of your home environment, because of constant transformation around that. Now, with this full moon, something will come to a realization and you will be able to lay down your roots more firmly going forward. Now, full moon encourages you to let go of emotional baggages around your childhood conditioning, your inner programming, your family and living situation, your family matters and all that. So it's very important to focus on your well-being during this time and really create a home environment which is more conducive to your well-being and your family's well-being going forward, Capricorn. Now, this full moon squares Mars in Cancer and squares Pluto in Capricorn. So your angles are activated during this full moon. So Cancer is your seventh house and Capricorn is your sign where Pluto is in your first house. So seventh house and first house and fourth house and 10th house energies are very much in focus now. So your emotions, your foundation, your reputation, your profession, your job, your business, your relationship, and your sense of self, all that is in focus during this time. Now, with this full moon in your fourth house squaring Mars in Cancer in your seventh house, there can be a lot of, tension around relationship and home situation. There can be a lot of conflicts, irritation, frustration, and all that with this Mars in seventh house in your relationship house. This is a very fiery energy. So it's important to channel this energy, in a positive way and motivate yourself to get things done and get things moving. And it's very important to also use this energy creatively and in a healthy manner, Capricorn. Now, this full moon also squares Pluto in Capricorn in your first house. So your sense of self has been transforming since 2008. Now, Pluto is back in Capricorn until 19th of November for one last time to transform and is opening you up to embrace your more authentic self, Capricorn. So here with this square aspect of full moon to Pluto, your fourth and first house is in focus. So there can be challenges around your sense of self and your emotions. So it's very important to be cautious or not get entangled in power struggles, because that can lead to inner tension and issues of control. And also not let your ego block your growth, Capricorn, going forward. Now, this full moon will conjunct Chiron in Aries in your fourth house. So there's an opportunity of deep healing, where your emotions are concerned, your past is concerned, your family matters are concerned. This could be a time to connect with, family members, parents, birthplace, and all that as well. And that will help you release intense emotional feelings and can also lead to healing these deeper wounds around your roots, ancestry, parents, home, family, emotions, feelings, your sense of security and stability, and all that, Capricorn. So it's a really good time to use this energy to heal yourself and focus on your well-being, Capricorn. Thank you. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your full moon reading. Now, Aquarius, the Aries full moon occurs on the 17th of October in your third house. So your third house energy is in focus. Now, full moon is all about culmination. It's about revelation, realization, awareness. Something comes to a fruition with this October full moon in the sign of Aries on 17th of October in your third house. Now, this is a very powerful full moon. It's extremely relevant because it brings to a culmination whatever shifted in early April 2024 with the Aries solar eclipse. So whatever shifted in April is coming to an understanding in the month of October with this Aries full moon. So just go back to April and see what shifted in your third house matter. Now, the moon is in Aries in your third house and sun is in the sign of Libra in your ninth house because it's a full moon. So sun and moon are in focus. So your third house and ninth house energy is in focus. So third house is the house of your communication, connection, your immediate environment, your logical side, the need to share ideas and information, short-term travel, your relationship with your siblings and people around you, basically your neighborhood, community, and all that. And ninth house is the house of exploration, it's the house of traveling, it's a house of seeking truth and expanding yourself, expanding your horizons. So here with this full moon, there's a need for balance between your logical side, which is third house, and your intuitive side, which is the ninth house. So that's where you're finding a balance with this full moon, Aquarius. Now this can bring a sort of a leap of faith in the third house matter. Now, Aries energy is about being authentic. So you are being authentic where your communication and connection is concerned. There can be a dramatic change or a long awaited conversation can occur, especially with people around you. Now, this can lead to a mental breakthrough as well and an opportunity to voice yourself, voice what's in your heart, what's your opinion, speak your mind basically. Now, this can change. Now, this can bring shift in local environment, your neighborhood, or can also trigger traveling, exploring other cultures as well. Now the eclipses on Aries Libra axis began in a in early 2023 and will continue until March 2025. So there has been already a lot of shift where third house and ninth house energies are concerned for you, Aquarius. There were probably a lot of opportunity to travel, connect with other people, different backgrounds, also focus on your speech, your communication, your connections. So this full moon is going to bring some sort of shift or some sort of understanding where your communication style is concerned, where your mindset, your outlook is concerned. So you may be, settling issues with siblings or neighbors during this time, and you may be connecting more with siblings and neighbor, your community, people around you and all that. So this full moon will encourage you to let go of any outdated thinking and communicate more authentically, more genuinely, going forward. Now, this full moon is squaring Mars in Cancer and Pluto in Capricorn. Now, Cancer is your sixth house and Capricorn is your 12th house. So, sixth house is the house of your work and health matters, and 12th house is the house of your subconscious self. It's a house of past patterns, ingrained behaviors. It's a house of your well-being, mental well-being, and also the house of spirituality and all that. So here all these energies are being squared. Now, full moon squaring Mars in Cancer in your sixth house can bring some sort of fiery energy around your sixth house matter, which is your work, your daily life, and your health. So here with this full moon squaring Mars, there is an opportunity to transform this fiery energy into achievement and creativity and self-expression, where your daily life is concerned, where your work is concerned, your work environment, your colleague, your working condition, and also your habits and health and all that is concerned. It is a very busy time, and you can use this energy to motivate yourself and to get things done or get things moving. Now, there's a possibility of conflict as well, or rivalry, or irritation, frustration, around this time as well, where your work environment is concerned and all that, your colleagues are concerned. So it's important to channel this energy creatively and in a healthy manner. Now, this full moon is also going to square Pluto in Capricorn, which is your 12th house. Now, you are already going through massive transformation with this Pluto energy in your 12th house. So your subconscious self, all that is going through massive changes. You are connecting more spiritually, you're elevating yourself spiritually. So it's important to be cautious around this time with this square aspect and not get entangled in power struggles, especially where your work environment, your communication, how you communicate with others, and your past mindset or sticking to emotional baggages are concerned. Now, this can lead to inner tension and issues of control as well with the square aspect. So it's important to not let your ego block your growth, Aquarius. Now, this Aries full moon conjuncts Chiron in your third house. So this can mean intense emotional release where your connections, your emotions are concerned, where your communication style, your relationship with, your siblings and neighbor and community is concerned. So this is a good time to heal these deeper wounds around the way you think, the way you connect and communicate, because this Chiron conjunct full moon will really bring some sort of revelation and understanding and awareness around where you need to heal, what you need to release, and how you can move forward, and how you can let go of outdated thinking and really communicate more authentically going forward, Aquarius. Thank you. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your Aries full moon reading. Now, Pisces, the Aries full moon occurs on the 17th of October in your second house. That's where your Aries sign sits. So, your second house matter is in focus with this full moon. Now, full moon is a time of culmination, it's a time of revelation, realization, awareness. So something will come to understanding where your second house energy is concerned. Now it is a full moon situation here. So the moon is in the sign of Aries and sun is in the sign of Libra, which is your eighth house. So your second house and eighth house energies are in focus, and there's a need to balance the second and eighth house energies during this time. Now, this is a very relevant full moon, Pisces. It's extremely powerful, extremely important, because it brings to a culmination whatever shifted in early April 2024 with the Aries solar eclipse. So just go back to the month of April, early April, or around that time, and whatever shifted in your second house matter. Now, second house is the house of your personal finances, your self-earned money, your income source, your financial situation, your salary, your savings, your possessions, assets, your resources, and all these are self-earned. Now, second house is also the house of self-worth. It's the house of your personal values and all that, and your sense of security and stability. So whatever shifted in the month of April, early April, or around that time, is coming to a realization with this full moon on the 17th of October. So something will come to an understanding around your financial situation. Now, this can mean an ending related to a financial matter or changes in finance, or this could mean you're changing a job or getting a new job, or if you had difficulty finding a job, this can change that as well. Now, second house is the house of income. So some sort of changes in your income will occur with this full moon going forward. Now, this is a good time to set some sort of financial goal. Have a savings plan, have a budget, and really watch your expenses, because second house is also the house of purchases. So make sure you're being mindful around your purchases and your assets and what you are spending money on, because there can be a mismatch in incoming and outgoing with this full moon energy. So it's very important to have a financial goal and have a budget so that you're keeping a tab on your finances. Now, changes in finances, Pisces, can affect your self-esteem as well. So it's very important to use this energy in a healthy way to boost your self-esteem. Now, it's important to let go of any attachments or expectations around finances and materialism as well. Now, sun is in the sign of Libra in your eighth house, which is a house of shared resources, shared finances, now the house of transformation and all that. So here, if there are any sort of financial entanglements or responsibility, that is going to come to an understanding. Now, this full moon will definitely encourage you, Pisces, to release any financial anxiety and really trust on your abilities, on yourself to create your own abundance going forward. Now, this full moon squares Mars in the sign of Cancer and squares Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Now, Cancer is your fifth house and Capricorn is your 11th house, Pisces. So with this full moon in the second house of finances squaring fifth house of creativity, pleasure, children, and all that, there's a possibility of some sort of conflict or rivalry or irritation, frustration around these energies. So it's very important to use this fiery energy in a constructive way. Now, it is a square aspect, so it can be challenging to maneuver this energy, but it's important to, focus on, having healthy solutions and use this energy to motivate yourself to get things done, to get things moving. Now, this full moon will also square Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, which is your 11th house. And 11th house is a house of your friend circle, your social situation, your collaborative effort, your teamwork, your future aspirations and all that. And these energies has been going through transformation already since 2008. And with this Pluto back in Capricorn until 19th of November, it's a last effort to transform your social situation and your friend circle and how you connect and collaborate with others. So with the second house and 11th house energy squaring, just be cautious of not getting entangled in power struggle with friends or your network and all that, because there can be a lot of inner tension and issues of control. And do not let your ego block your growth, Pisces. Now, this full moon also conjuncts Chiron in the sign of Aries in your second house. So, any deep wounds around your self esteem, around your sense of self worth, your personal value, also your sense of security and stability, your finances, and all that, that needs to be released, Pisces, so that you can use this healing energy of Chiron with this full moon to release past anxieties around finances, around your sense of self worth, your esteem, and you can move forward, and bring in positive energy and make healthy choices where your self worth is concerned, Pisces. Thank you.